Na ready, Neenga ready-ya? Welcome to yet another episode of the Couch Coaches. He used to cough up blood, but just give his sweat and everything, and just played amazing innings. And the final, the unbelievable, the way it finished. I remember even Amir Khan being in the stands and just
commentary is etched in every Indian's
correct
memory.
Nobody can forget that six,
Yeah.
right? And then Dhoni promoting him up the order before Yuvraj.
We will go into the 2000s where we started working and maybe not had time to follow every game. Internet had just begun, but we couldn't follow on the internet because the internet coverage on websites was not there that much. I think Crick Info was coming up only then. There was no streaming services that you can watch on your computer at office or whatever. So 2003.
Yeah, I think for me, firstly, I think 99 I came to the US. 2001 I finished my masters and I was in the Bay Area. I think we had started working. And one thing we were clear that we'll always buy all the cricket matches. The dish TV nu vandundirukom. I think appo vandu inga vandu I think it was like crazy price, some $500 for just the package, right? For like 3 months we used to pay. And then all the friends from the Bay Area will come over to our house with sleeping bags. Ellam ukkandu we'll watch. And 2003, I remember the final, right? India was supposed to win. Right, everything was on high. We had beaten Australia in India. Harbhajan Singh, Ivan, Sehwag, ella irundanga pasanga. I remember watching the final, and then Zahir Khan வந்து ஏதோ சரக்கு அடிச்சுட்டு பம்ப் அடிச்சுட்டு வந்த மாதிரி வந்து போடுவோம். And அதை போட்டு I think it was a little over hyped, right? He was like hyped himself so much. And I think we will let the Aussies somehow get better of us. And then Ponting comes and scores this big, huge 100. I think he had chances early. And then they score a very big total, 350 maybe or something like that. And ஆரம்பிக்கிறச்சவே சரி என்னடா ஆக்க போறதுன்னு நினச்சி டென்லுக்கர் ஆரம்பிப்பான், மெக்ரா ஆரம்பிப்பான், அவுட் சைட் தி ஆஃப் ஸ்டம்ப் போடுவான், டென்லுக்கர் புல் பண்ணுவான். டேன்னு யோசிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள the ball will just go so high in the air and Megra will catch him. அங்கேயே காலி, டெண்டுல்கர் காலி, இவ்வளோ பெரிய டார்கெட்னு சொல்லி I just lost. And that's the only thing I remember where it seemed like India had a chance, but we gave it away and Aussies like always just came back and won.
The only thing I remember is it was in South Africa and India played Kenya in the semi-finals. That is what I remember of 2003. To be honest, I didn't watch all the games in 2003. So that's my memory of 2003. But some players were on their, retirement. Not a, young side in 2003. And Mai or Thala was coming up.
Hey! Thala?
Only then, after the World Cup.
After the World Cup, yeah.
So we will talk about the Dhoni era now, 2007.
Yeah, so 2007, I know that Dhoni was there, and then the captaincy had gotten over to the wall. So நம்மால ஜெயிச்சிரு பிகிலுன்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி ஹேண்ட் ஓவர் பண்ணோம் வால் கிட்ட. ஆனா ஐ திங்க் இட் வாஸ் நாட் அ மெமரபிள் வேர்ல்ட் கப் ஃபார் அஸ், ரைட்? இந்த பங்களாதேஷ் பசங்க வந்து அந்த நாகின் டான்ஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி அடிச்சிட்டாங்க நம்மள.
அதை வேற ஞாபகப்படுத்திட்டீங்க, நெஞ்சமெல்லாம் பொண்ணு அறக்கு தம்பி, மறக்க முடியல.
We had an early exit and then I remember there's a lot of backlash. I remember that effigies were burnt. This is the other bad thing, right? People overreacting. End of the day, these are all sportsmen who give a lot for the game, but that's not how they were treated, and a lot of backlash. But I think it looked like India weren't prepared, right? I think they took it a little bit too easy, and then finally they lost to Bangladesh, had a very early exit, and they came back. That's what I remember from that World Cup. That's like a summary for me.
Greg Chappell, who was a coach.
Correct. Maybe you're right. I think it was probably
Because
the Chappell era.
2006 he was the coach, so I think that's Kanguli was dropped. David, that politics in the team.
Correct.
And Greg Chappell was the coach, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember Greg Chappell saying, DK, you will be one of the finalist captains for India. But third, eighth, 2000, then Dhoni came.
இப்போ காட்டு தீயே பத்திச்சு.
Maybe he was right in one front. Keeper captain once on அப்படின்னு வச்சுக்கலாம்.
That's the memory for me. So I don't know whether direct or whatever, but Gary came in for the 2011 World Cup.
Right.
I think many of our viewers will know or remember that 6. And
correct.
Tony finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd.
And Shastri's commentary is etched in every Indian's
correct.
memory.
Correct.
And maybe Star Sports also.
India lift the World Cup after 28 years. The parties.
No, see, nobody can forget that 6, right? And then Dhoni promoting him up the order before Yuvraj Khan, before Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Khan. So
Romba Jawan பார்த்தது.
Jawan, correct.
ஒரு அளவுக்கு தான் ப்ரோ, எல்லாமே சும்மாலாம் நோண்ட கூடாது ப்ரோ.
இங்க இருந்து கொஞ்சம் அங்க இருந்து கொஞ்சம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் லாஸ்ட் டைம் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி போடுற மாதிரி. But yeah, I remember Dhoni making that thing, right? Saying Muralidharan's bowling. I mean, I don't know what the stories go, but ultimately now you can say whatever you want. And I know Gambhir did a great start for us. I think people forget that he did I think he almost scored 197 or something like that. And even though it was not a 300 plus score, it was a pretty challenging score on that pitch. So India had to start really well. And I think Virat came in and I think he gets cotton bowled. Right, and after that, when Dhoni comes in and then he plays this innings where he's just moving things around, the typical Dhoni innings, and you know that something is in there. And then Yuvraj, I think Yuvraj had a great World Cup, right? Throughout, right? I know he was battling cancer and his bowling was amazing.
And maybe nobody knew about it.
Correct. And I think the team was just seeing the kind of, he used to cough up blood, but just give his sweat and everything and just played amazing innings.
Inspector! எவனாவது உயிரோட மிஞ்சினானா?
இல்ல சார்.
And the final, the unbelievable, the way it finished. I remember even Amir Khan being in the stands and just enjoying it. Everybody, I think the entire country, It was like people who had heard about 83 got to experience that feeling in 2011. So obviously that's the best memory that I have.
For me, 2011, I think India had the best balanced team because we had 3 left-handers, out of which 2 could bowl. Raina and Chenna Tala, Raina and Ubui, and Topla, Tendulkar and Sehwag and Kabir or whatever. So I think it was a very, very well balanced team. My memory of that final was I was in London. Next day, I had to take the flight to India because I had to come to India to get my work permit for Germany. So, எல்லாம் pack பண்ணாச்சு. We had given away all the licenses of the TV or whatever, and I was streaming on the internet. And last 10 minutes, internet sati. Okay. So, but it came the right moment for
Uh,
me to see the six.
uh,
That's my memory of 11. And me taking permission to get a already because I was on a very very um, major project and which was tight time plans. So I said I'm going to take a leave for the India Pakistan game. So அந்த மாதிரி
usually, as I am suffering from fever,
இல்ல 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 the my program manager that time was first generation Punjabi from Pakistan.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
So I think her parents came before the partition or after the partition to England. So andamari. So she said, so every hour you have to message me the score. I said, that's not a problem.
Deal நல்லா இருக்கு.
அதுக்கு நீ என்ன சொன்ன?
பட் அந்த டீலிங் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு.
I will call you. Andamari.
Okay, nice.
So,
And please like, share, and subscribe.
yeah. Oh, I forgot that.